as a golfer watching this video, I'm going to just assume that at some point throughout your golf career, you've experienced back pain or stiffness. Maybe you're currently dealing with back pain and stiffness. I'm also going to assume that you wouldn't mind swinging the club a little bit faster, hitting the ball a little bit further. So the content of today's video is going to really cover core strength, right? Something that most of you watching this, I'm sure, really could benefit from gaining. My name's Jason Rifkin. I'm here at Fit Golf in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania, in the Philadelphia area. And today I'm going to show you 4 different exercises that we use with our real Fit Golf clients in almost every program that we write out. Now, before we get started, I just want to let you know that if you check out the description of this video and also in the comments, we're going to have a link for you to give you a free download to this core workout that you're going to see. And the reason why you want to grab that is when you're doing these at home or at the gym, you don't have to refer back to this video to know how to do these exercises and how to do them properly. It's all in there in that free guide for you. So make sure that you click the link and download that guide. Okay, the core. Why is the core important? The core functions to do a couple of things in the golf swing. Number one, the core is responsible for transmitting energy and force and speed from the lower body into the upper body, ultimately into the club and ball. If the core is weak or doesn't function the right way, you're not going to see the benefits of that good energy and power transfer through the body. Now, the other really important thing that the core does from a health standpoint is it keeps unwanted movement away from the spine and the lower back in particular, right? So when we're doing core exercises, we want to design them to do 3 different things. We want to do core exercises that are going to build anti-extension strength, right? So exercises for the front of the core that can prevent our spine from excessively bending backwards in movement and in the golf swing. We want to build core strength to resist lateral flexion or lateral bend or excessive side bend in movement. And the last thing is we want to build core strength to resist rotation. Now, I know that sounds a little bit funny. We talk a lot about gaining rotation and increasing rotation, which of course is something we want to do. But the better our core can resist rotation, particularly in the lower spine, the better we're actually going to rotate in the swing. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it's really important. So we have to cover all 3 of those areas: anti-extension, anti-side bend or lateral flexion, anti-rotation. If you're doing those 3 things as a golfer in your training program, you're going to see the benefits of a much stronger core. So the first exercise is called a dead bug. We do a lot of dead bug variations here. And if you're new to core training, this is a great place to start. So we're going to do a dead bug lying down on our back. All right. And the first thing that we want to ensure is that our lower back, you can see my hand kind of sneak out the bottom there, is flat. So now my back is arched. I'm going to tilt the pelvis back, push the lower back down to the ground, and I'm going to brace my abdominals. I like to say draw in the belly button towards the spine. Okay. From here, we're going to have the arms up. We're going to have the legs in a 90-90 position. And then we're going to simply extend opposite arm and leg. Now, what I'm avoiding is arching of my back. So I'm concentrating really hard on keeping the back flat and the core engaged. Now, for a lot of you, that's going to be really difficult, right? So to make it a little bit easier to build up some strength, we can just do a dead bug heel tap where we're gently and slowly tapping the heel down to the ground while maintaining bend in the knees. So that's core exercise number 1. It's a dead bug. I would start with about 2 sets of 10 with that one. The next one we're going to do is called a front plank. Now, this isn't groundbreaking. This isn't any flashy or fancy, but I do think planks are a great exercise to build rigidity and good activation of the core musculature. Now, a lot of people, and maybe yourself, do front planks or do planks, but it's rare that I see somebody coming here into our gym, show me a front plank or a prone plank for the first time, and I see really good technique and form. So I want to teach that to you right now. So for front plank, we're going to start down in a prone position. We're going to have our hips on the floor. We're going to plant our toes. Now, let's get core activation before we lift up in the plank. Right? It's a lot easier to do it that way than it is trying to find your core after you lift. So we're going to squeeze our thighs together. I think that really helps with engagement. We're going to squeeze our glutes. That's key. Keep the glutes tight. We're going to draw in the stomach, tighten the abs. And then from here, we're going to lift. We're going to take big, long, deep breaths. And make sure we maintain contraction of our glutes and our abdominals. With front plank, I prefer my clients and you all at home to do shorter repetitions instead of a long plank where you're going to burn out or lose control. So if you're starting out with this, hold the plank for 20 to 30 seconds, take a short break, do it again, then you take an extended rest and repeat for another couple of sets, right? So that's front plank. It's going to get the front of our core much stronger. The next one is side plank. Again, another one, not groundbreaking, not fancy, but really effective. So to do side plank, we're going to lay on our side, elbow under the shoulder, legs straight, and just like front plank, I want you to get activation of your core, your abdominals, and your obliques before you lift up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to contract abdominals, obliques. I'm going to lift my right pocket, my top pocket, up to the ceiling. Looks like this. Once I'm engaged, I'm going to take some deep breaths and make sure that the hips don't drop. Make sure I don't rotate forward or backwards. So we're saying stacked, right over left side, top over bottom side. Same thing as the front plank. How long should you hold a side plank? At first, probably not that long. Each set, do a couple of repetitions each side. I usually have my clients start at about 15 seconds per repetition, and we'll gradually build up as their endurance and their core strength gets better. Okay, so that's side plank, and it's going to help us resist excessive side bend, which is hanging back in the golf swing or losing tilts and bends in the backswing. Now, the last one does require a resistance band, or you could use a cable on a weight machine if you're at the gym or if you have one of those at home, but mostly anything would work. So we're going to do this in a half kneeling position. So I want the band anchored to something like a door or a post at about chest height. The inside leg, the leg closest to the band, is going to be down. Outside leg is forward. All right, before I start this, I'm going to engage my right glute. So whichever leg is down, that glute, you want to squeeze. You want to find that glute before you start. We're going to contract the abdominals. So now our core is stiffened. We're going to take our hand, bring it to our chest, interlock the fingers. You're going to slowly extend your arms out to straight, hold a couple seconds, and bring it back. Now, the longer the arms get, the more resistance you're going to feel in your body. So right now, you probably see me tilting a little bit. The band is trying to get me to rotate and bend towards its attachment point. That's what we're resisting. So this is for anti-rotational core strength, which is going to help you develop more rotational power in your golf swing and spare your lower back with all the rotation that occurs throughout a round of golf. So 4 exercises: front plank, dead bugs, side plank, and Pallof press. All right, we're covering all of our bases there. All the things that the core needs to do in the golf swing, we're covering with these exercises: anti-extension, anti-lateral flexion or side bend, anti-rotation. These I would do in a circuit. So you do dead bugs first, plank, then you go to side plank, Pallof press. That would be one set of a circuit. You repeat that 2 or 3 times, and there you have a really great core workout. I'd recommend you do that before strength training or any other activity that you're doing for exercise that day. It's always good to start with the core, get the body ready and warmed up. So build core strength. It's great for your lower back health. It's going to help you develop more speed and power this season. Give them a try. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. What do you like? What don't you like? What other core exercises are you doing that you feel has benefited your golf? Have a good day.